Hello, students, and welcome to the Mesa Public Schools Virtual Fair. We're so excited to have you here. We have some amazing schools presenting. Just a couple of reminders before we get started. Your camera and microphone are turned off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. If you have a question at any time, go ahead and use the Q&A button. Sign up for more sessions tonight. There's a couple more that are available. And a recording of this will also be available at strivescan.com/Greater Arizona. So without further ado, we are going to begin with our first institution, Vanguard University.
Thank you so much, Mackenzie. My name is Joy. I am an admissions counselor from Vanguard University, and I'm very happy to be here. I hope that you're able to see my screen. This is just in general, some general information about Vanguard University is that we are a private Christian university located in Costa Mesa, California. We are only 4.6 miles away from Newport Beach and 20 minutes away from Disneyland. Some general information about me. I actually graduated from Vanguard just in May with my bachelor's in psychology, and I also minored in music. So I'm happy to be able to share with you a little bit about my experience, as well as what sets us apart from other colleges and universities. We were founded in 1920, so we've been around for over 100 years. We actually are the first four-year university in Orange County, which is kind of our little rise to fame. And then this is a photo of our student center with our cafeteria, as well as our fitness center and coffee shop. Basically the heart of campus where we want most of our students to dine, hang out, and get to know one another. We are a smaller university. We're at 1,700 undergraduate students. Our average classroom size is 21 students, and our student to faculty ratio is 16:1. So that's really showing you the small classroom environment that you will be getting, where you're having face-to-face interactions with your professors, as well as having more of a discussion in the particular classes. We actually have 39 different degree programs. Our top 5 include communication, business, psychology, kinesiology, and biology. So a great range of different kinds of majors. Our particular programs that we have that are a little bit more specialized. We have our very own nursing program. In this photo, we actually have a few of our nursing majors and professor in here working in our anatomy lab using our virtual cadavers that we have. We also have a integrated teaching credential and bachelor's program where you can receive your credential in 4 years if you're looking into becoming a teacher. We also have a great computer science program, a biotechnology program, engineering physics. We have music and theater. We have a lot of different kinds of programs, a great variety. So if you're interested in any of our particular programs, please go onto our website to see what you may be interested in pursuing. Because we are a private Christian university, we want to make sure that you are getting engaged in our faith community. That is something we prioritize. So sorry about that, I'm going back. So what that looks like is that we have different chapel opportunities where you're able to get involved in worship, hear from other speakers, as well as get to meet other people on your campus and have those faith interactions and grow deeper in your relationships with our staff, faculty, as well as students. There are plenty of ways to get involved on our campus. We have 125 different intramural sports teams and campus clubs. So if you're interested in playing a sport non-competitively, we have anywhere from wiffle ball to basketball. We have spike ball tournaments, as well as soccer and things like that. We also have different campus clubs, such as a student government, if you're interested in kind of an ASB feel. We also have our diversity and inclusion offices. So we have different clubs within those offices, such as El Puente, which is our Hispanic Serving Club, Black Student Union, Asian Pacific Islander Club. We have a club called The Mix, which is student-led, and it's for students who identify with different cultural backgrounds getting to come together and celebrate our differences. And we also have different interest-based clubs like our surfing club and hiking club. If you're interested in playing a sport competitively, this is a list of our 18 different athletic programs. I would recommend, if you are a junior or senior, to be able to reach out to our coaches, show them highlights and reels of yourself, and be able to go through the recruitment process. We are an NAIA D1 school, which is comparable to an NCAA D2 school. So for our seniors, the application process is fairly simple. We have our online website, which is where you will fill out the online portion of the application, which will only take about 10 to 15 minutes. We ask for a $45 application fee. However, at the end, if you're able to scan the QR code that I have at the end and fill out some information, you'll be able to get a free application. We'll be able to send that to you. We also ask for a Christian experience statement, just so that we're able to know a little bit more about your faith journey, see how Vanguard is a good fit for you. And then as far as your official transcripts, that is what we'll look for to be automatically considered for an academic scholarship. SAT and ACT test scores are not required. So if you did not take those tests, then you are good. You don't need to submit the scores. Financial aid, actually 98% of our students receive some sort of financial aid, and we want to make sure Vanguard is a competitive and affordable option. So our students actually have been able to receive $10,000 to $25,000 of academic scholarship alone every single year, because we want to award you in the great work that you have had in high school. So overall, Vanguard is a wonderful option for you if you're looking into a Christian school, as well as getting connected to a smaller community. Please feel free to fill out the form that is linked to this QR code. I will also be sure to put the more information in the chat, so that you are able to get to put in your information, as well as connect with me. I can be sure to send you some more information if you email me. Thank you so much, and thank you for having me, Mackenzie.
Thank you so much. Up next, we have Woodbury University.
Hi, yeah, so my name is Cynthia Cifuentes. I'm here to represent Woodbury University, and hopefully I can share my screen with everybody. Let's see. Oops, that might help. All right, can everyone see the screen? Or here? Nope. My apologies for the, there you go. Okay, that's better. Thank you for your patience. So yes, thank you for joining us virtually. Before we begin, you can scan this QR code on the screen with your phone to inquire more about the campus or programs and connect with an admissions counselor. We have tested it, so it has Android and iPhone approved. So let's get started. We started at Woodbury's Business College in the heart of downtown Los Angeles in 1884, but we've moved locations since then, since 1987, and for over 135 years, we have prided ourselves on academic excellence and serving the community. Though we started in downtown LA, our main campus now is in Burbank, California. So to give you some direction, that's about 20 miles north of Los Angeles, 10 minutes from Universal City Walk, and a short distance from entertainment studios and businesses like Cartoon Network, Bad Robot, and Disney Studios, to name a few. We do have about 1,100 students. That's both for undergraduate and graduate. Our student to faculty ratio is 9:1. Our average class size is just about 15, which enables students to engage and learn in ways that generally are not possible in big campuses. So it is a true small college experience. 30% of our students do identify as Hispanic students. And we do have more than 25 student organizations, including LGBTQ and cultural organizations. We also offer 29 majors, that's both for our undergraduate and graduate, and 89% of our students do receive some form of financial aid. So our programs are within 4 colleges. The first is the College of Liberal Arts. We do have traditional programs like history and political science, but we actually have some pretty unique ones as well that I wanted to highlight, which is our computer science and data analytics. So that is the Bachelor's of Science degree. It's a STEM program. Interdisciplinary studies is perfect for a student where a traditional curriculum might not hit all the right notes. And so you can create your own program with your own goals attached to it. Professional writing is also unique. We're one of the few campuses that have an undergraduate writing program. And it is 50% technical and 50% creative. And also we do have public safety administration, which is our criminal justice. So that is more of an interdisciplinary approach to that field. Next, we have our School of Architecture. Our architecture and interior design programs are nationally ranked. We are one of the few schools that also have the IPEL program, which is an auxiliary program for students who want to get their licensing experience and education all within 6 years versus the traditional 10 to 12 that it usually takes. We do have applied computer science and media arts, as well as 3 new programs that are launching for fall 2022, which is construction management, design computation, and sustainable practices. Next is our oldest college. It's our School of Business. Again, we do have some traditional programs like accounting, management, and marketing. Some of the unique programs are computer information systems. So that is a Bachelor's of Science degree. Fashion marketing is perfect if you want to do marketing and work within creative industries like the toy industry, gaming industry, fashion industry, to name a few. And then we also have our accelerator program, which is our 3+1, where you get your BBA and MBA in 4 years instead of the traditional 5 to 6. Our School of Business also has the highest accreditation available, which is our AACSB accreditation. And recent graduates have gone on to work for Ernst & Young, Teen Vogue, and Netflix. Last but not least, we do have our School of Media, Culture, and Design. So this is one of our biggest colleges as well. Nationally ranked programs include animation, game art and design, and graphic design. We do have communications, which will be called media studies starting fall 2022, fashion design, filmmaking, as well as psychology, which is a non-impacted program. And another thing that does make our campus unique is that we do require internships. So no matter what program you are interested in, you will be graduating with the education and experience in your field. So some of those internships do include, like I mentioned, Ernst & Young, Gensler, NASA's JPL, Bad Robot, H&M. Disney is a really big one as well, where many of our students do their internships. If you are interested, we are Willing Admissions Campus. Our priority deadline will be March 1st. But if you are interested and are able to apply for spring, we are actually accepting applications as well. And we are found on both our Woodbury application and the Common App. If you are interested in applying, our regular admissions GPA is a 2.75, but if you have a 2.25 to 2.74, you will be considered for our bridge and transition track. We do require digital portfolios for animation as a freshman, and then SAT and ACTs are optional. And so our personal statements and the recommendations, but those are also recommended so that we get to know you a little bit better. And then we do also offer merit scholarships at the time of admission. So as a freshman, you qualify from anywhere from 6,000 to 18,000, and it is a renewable scholarship. If you are interested, feel free to scan that QR code, and I'll also add the link on the screen if you didn't get a chance to. So thank you.
Thanks, Cynthia. We will now turn it over to University of the Pacific.
Hi, thank you. My name is Chandra Bird. I am the admissions director.
I'm pretty sure you're on mute.
Okay, sorry about that.
Okay, now you're good. You're good now.
Thank you. So again, my name is Chandra Bird. I'm the Assistant Director of Admissions for University of the Pacific. So we'll go ahead and start. We'll go over some information about University of the Pacific. So I will share my screen and we'll get started. So University of the Pacific is actually, let me go back because I jumped ahead a little bit. I'm having all kinds of technical difficulties. Please forgive me. So while I'm trying to get back to where I need to be, we are actually the oldest university in the state of California, the first and the oldest university in the state of California. We are located in Stockton, California. I'm going to try to start this over and try to multitask. We'll see if it will work. But we are located in Stockton, California, which is about an hour and a half from San Francisco and about 45 minutes from Sacramento. We offer over 100 programs, and through those 100 programs, we do have 80 majors. Some of our more popular majors, if you will, our top programs would be our pre-dental advantage and our pre-pharmacy advantage programs. Those are two accelerated paths to become a dentist or a pharmacist. In addition to that, we do have the #1 business school on the West Coast in small schools. Our computer science and engineering program both offer paid co-op opportunities, allowing a student to work in either industry for 6 to 9 months, earning on average of about $3,600 a month. Our business school is one advantage of our business school is something that you don't see a lot, and that is our fully student-run investment fund. And right now they are managing a portfolio of about $4 million. In addition to that, those particular programs, as I mentioned, we do have over 80 different programs, which you can all find on our website to get more information. Our alumni are actually in the top 2% of alumni earnings, and that is throughout the nation. Of all four-year colleges and universities, we are top 12% best universities in the nation. And we are NCAA Division I school, so we do have 17 men's and women's athletic teams to choose from. In addition to that, our faculty, student to faculty ratio is about 14 to 1, which gives us an average of about 23 student class size. 89% of our faculty actually hold a PhD or a terminal degree. So you don't have to worry about being taught or having a class kind of babysat by a TA. It's actually educated faculty that is teaching our students at University of the Pacific. None of our courses, none of our majors are impacted at all. So what that means is you will graduate on time with University of the Pacific. On average of about $10,000 to $30,000, a range of academic merit scholarship for first-year students per year that is awarded. About $131 million of financial aid that is received by University of the Pacific students. And 70% of our students receive need-based grants, as well as 58% of our students receive academic merit scholarships. November 15th is our early decision deadline. In addition to being our early decision deadline, that's also the hard decision deadline for our two programs, pre-dental advantage and pre-pharmacy. So if those are programs that you're interested in, the only deadline for that is November 15th. And those two programs are only available to first-year incoming freshmen. Our regular decision deadline is January 15th. We are a Common App school, and we are also test optional. What that means, just to be clear, not submitting test scores will not negatively impact an applicant whatsoever. Our baseline GPA that we strive for is a minimum of a 3.0. All that is required to apply is, right now, there is a $50 application fee, your application and your official transcripts. If you are interested or in need of a fee waiver for the application, you can contact me directly or just our admissions department at admissions@pacific.edu, and we can assist you with that. I'm not going to try to share my screen anymore because, again, I was having technical difficulties. But outside of that, I think I pretty much touched on everything that I wanted to touch on. So what I'll do is I will share we have a direct web link that you can complete our registration to request more information. And again, you can contact us directly. Either you can email me directly or you can email our admissions department, and we can connect you with an admissions professional to answer any more detailed questions you may have about our merit scholarships, which I failed to say, every student is considered for one of our 4 merit scholarships upon applying for University of the Pacific. So there's no extra steps there that is needed. If you're interested in more detailed information about any of our 80 majors or our pre-professional programs, again, you can definitely contact us directly and we'll be more than happy to get you that information.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And we will now turn it over to Claremont McKenna College.
Great, thank you. So my name is Jennifer Sandoval Dance, and I'm the Associate Vice President for Admission and Financial Aid at Claremont McKenna College. Claremont McKenna is located in Claremont, California. I'll talk a bit more about our location in just a minute. So we were founded in 1946, actually as a men's college. Our mission, we've been coeducational since 1976. And our mission is to prepare young people for thoughtful and productive lives and to prepare them for responsible leadership in the areas of business, government, and the professions. So that plays out for CMC in a couple of different ways. Our pedagogy is very much about making sure that we are making a connection between theory and practice. We have a strong co-curricular focus on leadership, and we also have a very strong emphasis and strong value proposition for viewpoint diversity. We actually enroll about 1,400. Right now we have about 1,400 total students on our campus. About 16% of them are international students. We usually have about 35 to 38% who are from the state of California, and the rest will represent anywhere from 45 to all 50 states and some US territories. And we definitely always have students from Arizona on our campus. So in terms of the academic experience, classes at CMC will range from about 12 to 19. They are discussion-based, inquiry-based classes and methodology in terms of how they are, how the pedagogy and the instruction mode of the classes. Our student to faculty ratio is 8:1. Our students have great access to faculty. We are exclusively undergraduate, so our faculty are there to work and research and publish with our students. 79% of our students report that they have worked directly with the faculty member. All of our students also complete a senior thesis. So they will all work extensively with faculty, but that 79% are reporting that they've worked with the faculty member directly on a project or in one of their labs or institutes. We also have 11 research institutes and centers housed at Claremont McKenna. So an example of one of the institutes and centers is the Randall Lewis Center for Innovation Entrepreneurship. We also have the McGrublian Center for Human Rights. And so these are basically think tanks. So they're focusing on studying a specific area within the public policy sphere and public sphere, and also putting out, based off that research, holding out conferences, having publications, supporting students' academic coursework in that area. So preparing students for life beyond college and off-campus study as well. So we have $2 million that we earmark for students to go off and have summer experiences. So for example, if you get a job secure, an internship, research work, or you want to do a language immersion program, you can actually apply for that pot of $2 million, and CMC will support that experience, the full cost of that experience, your living, your travel, any other costs associated with that. So you're able to do it and not have to worry about foregone wages. Our Saul Center for Student Opportunity houses our career services, our career coaches, scholar communities, as well as our sponsored internship program, which is the program that sponsors that $2 million in funding for summer experiences. To just talk briefly about study abroad and our domestic programs. So about 40% of our students will participate in one of these programs. We have over 100 different study abroad programs in over 40 different countries, and 2 domestic programs, one in Washington, D.C. and one in Silicon Valley. The vast majority of our graduates will leave CMC having been employed, usually with at least one job offer. That's of those seeking employment, and about 12% of our students will go directly to graduate school. We have an amazing program in line with our viewpoint diversity called the Marion Minor Cook Athenaeum. It's our Endowed Leadership Speaker Series, where we bring a speaker to campus every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of the academic year to talk with some of our students. So we welcome people like Bono, former President Bill Clinton, Justice Scalia, Anderson Cooper, Billie Jean King, Laverne Cox. So a variety of different people to come and speak with our students. And it is all about students. So students, if you're one of the first to sign up to hear the speaker, you're actually seated at the head table with them. 97% of our students do live in one of our residence halls all 4 years. We have club sports, intramural sports, varsity. We are Division III. So we have 21 men and women varsity sports as well. We are a member of the Claremont colleges. So we are surrounded by 4 other wonderful liberal arts colleges, Scripps, Pomona, Pitzer, and Harvey Mudd. We're all located within 1 square mile, as this map illustrates here. Claremont is a suburb of Los Angeles. We're located 35 miles east of downtown Los Angeles. I mentioned Claremont McKenna enrolls about 1,400 total students. Comprehensively, all of the Claremont colleges enroll about 6,000. Students may take classes at any of the Claremont colleges, so it gives them about 2,500 classes to pick from. There are shared resources and facilities as well. So here's just some information about our application process. So early decision 1 deadline is November 1. Early decision 2 regular decision deadline is January 5th. Very important deadline sandwiched in between both of those. Anyone interested in being considered for any of our merit-based scholarships has to apply by December 1. We are need blind in our admission process for U.S. citizens and permanent residents, and we are need aware with our international population. We have we accept the common application, the coalition, and QuestBridge for students participating in that. We meet 100% of determined need as long as families file those forms by the deadlines. And we do have if you're going to be in the Los Angeles area, we are offering campus tours. We also have a full spectrum, like all my colleagues here as well, of virtual programming to engage with students and to just learn more about the community in a variety of different levels. So thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, thank you. Last but not least, we have Loyola Marymount University.
Thank you so much, Mackenzie. Hi, everyone. My name is Nathan Faust. I'm one of the admission counselors here at Loyola Marymount University. Just really quickly going to share my screen. Just a couple details about me. I'm the admission counselor for Arizona students, so I'm the one reading your application. I'm also a graduate of the university, class of 2019, and I'm a current graduate student too. So you've got a staff member, a current student, and an alum here talking to you. So I know a lot about LMU, let me put it that way. So right here is an absolutely gorgeous view of Loyola Marymount University, situated right on the very sunny beaches of Southern California on the west side of Los Angeles. I'll come to our location in a second, but this is absolutely gorgeous. For those of you who are from Arizona, I'm guessing you know something about heat. LMU is in the absolute perfect spot, as we are about a quarter mile away from the beach. And so we get like the marine layer every morning. Every morning you wake up, it is 75, it is sunny, there's a light breeze. The whole thing smells like just heaven on earth right there. All right, so really quickly moving on. Loyola Marymount University is a Jesuit Catholic institution. What this means is that we are part of the Jesuit Consortium, one of over 100 different universities worldwide. And our tradition goes back over 500 years. And it's built upon the pillars of the encouragement of learning, the education of the whole person, and the service of faith and promotion of justice. And so when we see these pillars in every LMU student, what we're looking for are students who are well-rounded, students who are actually looking to really get out there and experience the world in itself. And so like with the encouragement of learning, we see that through the academic experience as we're a mid-sized institution. So we're actually on the smaller end of mid-sized. Our undergraduate enrollment is 6,600 students, give or take, which makes us so we're large enough that we have D1 sports, so future professional athletes are in their classes. And we have also top tier research facilities, such as one of the top, so we have the #9 science labs in the country. 2 of our business programs are in the top 20 nationwide. These are all fantastic things, but at the same time, it's small enough so you're not worried about resources, or you're not worried about competition for resources. So the atmosphere at LMU is completely collaborative, students just helping each other out, just make sure that everyone succeeds. St. Ignatius of Loyola told us to go out and set the world on fire, and how we interpret this is by thinking, okay, now that we have these resources, what do we do? Who can't fight for themselves? Who needs help? Who needs to be lifted? Who can we bring with us? So at LMU, it's not about you, it's not about me, it's about us. So our average class size is 19 students, fantastic. Our largest class is about 45 students, that's our intro to film class. And the smallest class I took was 6 students. I was an English major, and we wrote novels at my professor's house, and that was just fantastic. But so going on, so this right here is an example of our academic structure. This is our core curriculum. So with your core, that means you're taking 2 courses in theology, 2 in philosophy, 1 math, 1 science, 1 English, 1 history. And what this means is our students are able to study across all different colleges, and often they find things they didn't know they were going to love. One of our tour guides is a triple major, double minor across 3 different colleges. She's graduating in 4 years. Another one is an econ and Spanish double major on the pre-med track. He's also graduating in 4 years. The thing is, your major and minor courses can count for your core curriculum. So let's say you approximately need to take 32 courses at LMU to graduate. If your major is 12, that leaves you 20 others with which you can really do whatever you want, whether that's a triple major, whether that's like a major and 3 minors, anything along those lines. You're going to have the time to do it here at LMU. We don't want you to have to make a choice about like what you want to study. We want you to be fully informed about the world. So like our business students, they understand going to different countries, there's different international practices. For example, our medical students, they understand, they understand the differences between people, so you don't see patients as a monolith, you see patients as their own person, how you can best help them. Our English students understand the world as a whole. It's not just your own ideas, you're understanding history, you're understanding theory, you're understanding science. So with that, we want to make sure that our students all know they're going to be seen and taken care of. So touching back to that prime location, we are about 3 minutes away from the beach, actually ranked the #1 beach college in the country. And we're about 25 to 30 minutes away from every one of these places in Los Angeles. Quick caveat, I don't know how the traffic's going to be. You do have to plan around that. However, whether you want to get any place in LA, this is going to be the place for it, as we're like really smack in the middle of the central hub of travel. But if you look right off the LMU bluff, you see this area called Silicon Beach. So Silicon Valley is that large area in the Bay Area where all these companies are coming down. And so their southern headquarters are at Silicon Beach. So if you stand on the edge of the LMU bluff and you look over the edge, you're looking right at Apple, you're looking right at Google, Microsoft, YouTube, BuzzFeed, Snapchat, Honey, Square. There were 500 different tech companies down there, and they looked to LMU students first. Not just because LMU is currently ranked number 75, academically, but because we're ranked number 16 for student happiness. So the thing is, you can get a phenomenal education at so many different universities. Absolutely. And so the purpose, I believe, about education as a whole is find a place where you're going to be happy and seen. And so with me and all my colleagues here, please, 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 if you can, go visit. This is going to be an incredible opportunity for you to actually go to a campus and see if this is the place where you know you're going to belong. So moving on, we have our career and professional development office. So this is just an absolutely fantastic office, which I have this slide because I want to talk about the fact there are over 5,000 jobs on LMU's campus for students. And also on top of that, we're connected to over 1,500 different companies in the LA area alone for jobs and internships. And so with that, you were able to go across the country, on career tracks, meeting with different alumni, parents, and LMU affiliates in their workplace, just so you're actually able to get a general idea of the world itself and help build your career. And all of these things come together into one of my most favorite slides in this whole presentation. That 96% of all LMU undergraduate students have a positive outcome, such as employment or graduate school within 6 months of graduating. That actually comes to the end of my time right there. So with that, I will pass it back over to Mackenzie.
Great. Thank you so much, everyone. And it looks like we do have a tad bit of extra time. So if you could throw your cameras back on, there are a couple of questions I'd like to pose. If we could just go in the order that we did our presentations in. So what advice would you give someone going through the college process?
All right, thank you so much. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, perfect. Sorry. So I would say, as far as advice for someone going through the college search process and figuring out where you want to go, I would say it really all has to do with trying to find a school that matches and fills a lot of the boxes and check marks a lot of the boxes that you're looking for. So a lot of the times, a lot of students will look at, okay, definitely this academic program, and we'll only look at that, or we'll only look at location. But it's really important to see if it has not only location, but also the size of the school, the classroom size that you're looking for, as well as if you're living on campus, opportunities there, and just kind of getting a well-rounded school as opposed to just looking at one thing in particular.
Yeah, so for mine, I would advise to ask questions. I think that the only dumb questions are the questions that you're not asking, because every school is different. Even if they're all private schools, they're all going to be different in some shape or form. And it's all about your college experience. So ask as many questions about the things that matter most to you. Of course, as mentioned, like the location and the majors are a big factor, but also think of how the classes are being asked, how are the classes taught, what kind of work experience can you gain, what kind of opportunities are offered once you're at the campus. So ask as many questions as possible so you can make an informed decision.
I'm going to say connect directly with the admissions representatives at the individual schools that you are interested. These kind of sessions are great. You're able to get a lot of information from multiple schools at once, but it is imperative that you connect with the admissions department at each school that you are seriously interested in applying. They can answer questions, obviously, about the programs, about the scholarship opportunities, but they can also help you position yourself to be as strong of an applicant for that school and as well as for the particular programs you're interested in. So don't just rely on college fairs, whether in person, where you do get to gather information. Actually take the time to reach out to each school's admissions department and ask those questions. And also when you're looking at schools, write a list, make a short list about things that you feel like you need to continue to be successful academically. What kind of maybe support, what kind of learning environment, what best way do you learn and retain information? And when you're speaking to those admissions professionals, you can ask those questions if their school caters to what you found yourself to be successful in school with already, or you feel like you need to continue to be successful.
Hello. So my piece of advice would be that your college search should be about where you're going. So really think about who do you want to be when you project, a few years from now you're graduating from college, and what are the values that you want to have. So it's not so much about who you are right now, but who you want to be, and what college really will help you grow into that. And I hope you have some fun in this process of learning about yourself and all the wonderful places that are out there to live and learn it.
Definitely. I think my piece of advice, like when it really comes down to it, more than anything else, is just like, don't listen to as many people as you think you need to listen to. The person who knows what you need is you. And when it really comes down to it, there's so many fantastic institutions. A large detriment I often find is that if a person hasn't heard of a school that's over 300 years old or has like a giant football team, they immediately discount it as a place where they think is worth going. And the thing is, there are over 4,000 schools in this country, and so many of them are absolutely fantastic for different students. Like one of my friends, she went to one of the top engineering schools in the country out of high school. No one had ever heard of it because it's in the middle of Indiana, and just people didn't know about it. And so actually doing your research, actually finding these places and shutting out what everyone else has to say. It's all about you and your happiness, and where you're going to be happy is where you're going to be successful.
That is wonderful advice, everyone. And for my favorite question, what is one thing that you want students to remember about your school?
I would say the three most important things that really has us stand out that I want you to take away from this presentation is our academic excellence, strong spiritual climate, and authentic and caring community. Definitely about the community aspect is probably the most important thing that I want you to take away, just from my own experience and being able to connect with professors that I'm still in contact with to this day, as well as being able to walk around campus and see my best friends as I'm walking and around campus, and having students who know me by my name and professors who know me by my name. It is definitely something that is so special and unique to Vanguard because of our smaller size, as well as just the community that we are prioritizing with each student on our campus.
For our campus, I would say that we're very about learning and doing. So all of our courses, like we teach you from day one to hold a camera in your hand, or to start tackling political theory, or start thinking about your marketing campaign. So we're very hands-on, and we will always work on providing you with a personalized experience because every student is unique at Woodbury.
I would, for University of the Pacific, would like you to remember that experiential learning, hands-on learning is something that's incorporated in every single one of our programs. So we are going to get you out of the classroom and actually be able to experience that major, what that career is actually going to look like, in addition to having access to your actual instructor and having them available, knowing your name, being there to not only answer questions about, academic things, but also to be a source of mentoring and networking for you to guide you along your way. In addition, the success that we have in our students that are graduating and moving into their actual career related to their degree, which is over 91%. And then the success that we have in students moving on into grad schools and the acceptance rate there. But just that University of the Pacific is focused on not just making sure that you are successful academically and you're able to continue on through your degree, but we're also going to focus on your emotional, your mental, your physical person as a whole, and make sure that we're fostering you and you're prepared to move on from your college experience into your career and be healthy and successful in that way too.
At Claremont McKenna, I would say it's impact. So everything we do is preparing students to go out and have the largest impact they can have. That's our leadership mission. So taking your education, going out and leaving your community, all the places you are, better than you found them.
For me, I would say that we are Loyola Marymount University and not Loyola Maryland University. That's a common misconception. Please make sure you remember that. But also on top of that, really just like the focus on student happiness through the idea of success, where it's like you're going to get a strong, when you come to LMU, not only are you going to have a gorgeous view and a great library, number 7, but when it really comes down to it, you're going to get a strong academic focus that really is about you. And so it's about preparing you for the world more than anything else. I graduated as an English major. My first 3 jobs were sports marketing, finance, and then business management. And now I'm an admission counselor at my alma mater. And the thing is, none of those have anything to do with English, but LMU instilled in me the confidence that I can confidently, English major used the same word twice in a sentence, but that I can absolutely just go into any place and know that I belong. And that if I ask the right questions and if I take the time and I'm okay swallowing my pride and saying, I don't know something, but I can learn, I can find success in any place. And so that's what you're going to get when you're at a school that has such a strong academic community in a really supportive environment that sees you as an individual and not just as a number. It says, what do you need as a person?
Thank you so much, everyone. Really great advice on both questions. With that being said, thank you all for joining us. It's been great having you, students, parents, presenters. Just a couple announcements before we go. There will be a quick 5-question survey when you close the window. We appreciate any feedback you might have. There's a couple more sessions tonight if you want to sign up for those. And a recording will also be available at strivescan.com/Greater Arizona. So with that being said, everyone, thank you and have a great rest of your evening.